all your favorite hats at the same time? Well, we wouldn't either. That is why we suggest you use only what you need. Switch off all electrical appliances and lights in our newsrooms. Remember, use only what you need and save power today. Switch and save. Zesco, powering the nation.
Apple Max. Take it to the max.
Want to just get out of town with your friends and family? Are you having a corporate getaway and have no adequate transport? Then this here is what you need to listen to. A brand new 35-seater Yutong luxury bus is now up for hire at an affordable and negotiable rate. It comes fully equipped with aircon, TV for your relaxation, music soothing your trip, and DVD players to give you variety. Book now by calling 0955 0966 or 977 844 141.
What makes the new Yo-Yo Chipsy so unique? 100% natural ingredients. Nothing artificial. Just a pure experience of freshness. Chipsy potato chips. We know you'll love them.
Hey girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you for just a minute. Where you live and what you like to do?
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
Okay, I'm just trying to get with someone real cause you look so free. So let's chill, have a drink with a guy like me.
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
A quality product from Californian Beverages.
Air Jungle.
Thank you so much for joining us and welcome to Prime TV's main news. To begin, the headlines. Police and UPND supporters clash during a funeral procession of Glazier Matapa. PF happy over nullification of Senga parliamentary seat. UTH former workers furious over delays in getting terminal benefits. And in foreign news, foreigners shop owner set ablaze in South Africa. These and other interesting stories coming up. With the details, my name is Daniel Tonga. Commotion broke out in Lusaka after police officers intercepted UPND supporters who were taking the body of the late Grazia Matapa for burial at Memorial Park. Commotion erupted when the police blocked UPND supporters who wanted to use a different road whilst taking the body for burial. The coffin of the late Matapa fell down and broke as the police fought running battles with UPND supporters. There was a heavy firing of tear gas at 3 places as police attempted to block the funeral procession of the late Matapa. As tear gas shots were being fired, mourners scampered in different directions. We have now this report, and I will give you the events in the order of events.
This scenario of carrying a casket is more common in the Middle East, but today it came live right before the eyes of so many people in Lusaka. UPND supporters carried the body of the slain Grazia Matapa on their shoulders as they were taking it to Memorial Park for burial. However, the procession of this funeral did not take long as police fired tear gas to a mob of mourners who were carrying the body. The confusion erupted after UPND supporters were blocked and told to use a different route to the burial site.
As you can see, there is much confusion here, as the police have interrupted the body of Grazia Matapa as it was carried, to State House. And the police have fired tear gas, trying to disperse all the UPND who are marching with the body to State House. As you can see, around here there is so much confusion right here at the Lusaka High Court.
As police fired tear gas, mourners were forced to scamper in all directions, dropping and breaking the coffin in the process. The tussle between the police and UPND did not end right there, but more confusion erupted as police fought running battles with the mourners.
So really we are here to see as confusion has really engulfed. As you can see, security forces right behind me, they are trying to block any UPND, going to State House. So really this is a very, very most chaotic time.
The situation at the burial site was the same as police fired more tear gas. The body of the late Matapa was later taken by the police.
But these UPND supporters, have confirmed and have vowed that they're not going to leave this place until the body is retained by the police. Reporting for PRIME TV News, Daniel Tonga, Lusaka.
UTH retirees and relatives of the deceased workers have staged a protest demanding for their terminal benefits from the hospital. The retirees have charged that they are tired of demanding for their benefits because it has now taken long. They have called on President Edgar Lungu to intervene in the matter and help them get their benefits. The former workers told Prime TV that it is not fair that UTH management is holding on to their benefits when they are going through hard times.
Yonse meeting tenzobwela wonse wanzanga wamadijani tikabwela iya in drama za bwela zili ku Ministry of Finance nina wanzanga nifafine mi tikabwela munatiawe drama za bwela zili ku Ministry of Finance kwa tarachabia kusaina wakasaina wazakupasani mune mu UTH manje mune mu UTH twa sensera tata wa Prime TV tikupe mpani mukambeko ngani wa Edgar Lungu wamene tinavotera manje watu tuhandizeko twavutika isena wana tizafa mwandini inena siriza ingani kukunkula kapeleni kunkule shuwa
manalero nipali nungo enda mendo niliye oende niwenda na chenjesiya na mwana lomba ndalama zakuti mwana nimtwale kusikulu nizifane kuni pano pani angati ne msimbembe nawera kwa minuko kuti nilovye ninchito niwopiera pano niwochita mwana uliwechisi
yo mwala sawa after 6 months yo twaisa tatumisinga tatatu hapo pa media pa na chatu baba kujituse pa media mwandini fetu lomba kulanda ati ba Edgar Lungu batata wesu batulandire kwa bakwata oluse balanda atasa mukubombera abantu nibaka polo besu ife tula bosi babo nomba te ife tule balomba batata kuti batimoneko nti adosete kabiye nimpya shesu impya sheni wala mupera nomba line impya sheni wala mupera nolele ni panono bale checking ili ku finance uku
zikalu finance ndaba zanu ziri ku Bank of Zambia ndaba zanu ziri so batuza data tutikabule pa 10 April manje wana wazani ndali tu maskulu so titira bana wasu utwaende maskulu so ndaba za sitiziona kuchokana leti siza ndia mwana wazatipasa
manje bajabana ndiye bazakwanisa kuzitenga ndrama sibazakwanisa ba 28 2011 wanati na mapoboza ndrama za bwela mukabwele mwe ngati mfuna wa support ako banzanu mukabwele mukaba support ndrama ziliko ba 2011 mzabula mukatenge ndrama kubwela kuno batuza ma statement nangwa iyi kundrama ku ministry zili so batina makwati ndisebana bawo bangono kwati tilibenze bana senda ku school already mwana wanga uya aenda ku college but lero batuza za mu April.
And when contacted for a comment, UTH management says it is looking into the matter and the retirees will be cleared in due time. Speaking to Prime TV, UTH Assistant Public Relations Officer Natalie Mashkolo says some of the retirees have been paid. She says UTH gets funding from government and they can only be able to clear the retirees after being given money by government. Ms. Mashkolo has further stressed that UTH management is not irresponsible to hold back the retirees' benefit considering the state of the country's economy.
Our position as a hospital is that some retirees have been paid and some of them have not yet been paid. So for them to utterly state that UTH has done nothing about their plight, that's not true. And I think UTH management is not that irresponsible just to leave people wallow in the cold like that. We take care of every employee, despite whether they used to work here, they retired, their mother or father died, or maybe a worker died. The institution will always make sure that we pay our retirees' deceased estates and we pay our retirees. We cannot state the time frame and say, okay, by January everybody paid or March everybody paid, because money comes in batches. So you didn't say that, no, we'll be funded at this time, then the money will come in, but they will be paid. So for them, we just appeal to them to be patient. I know it's not easy because times are hard, people need money to survive. And so we're not taking them for granted. We are actually looking at their plight as a hospital.
Confusion and confrontation among PF cadres have continued in markets and bus stations. The latest is where rival PF camps have differed on who should be in charge of bus station in Lusaka's Misisi compound. According to one faction, it claims that a group of panga carrying cadres from intercity bus terminals have invaded their territory and getting their money. But another camp led by Dixon Munkoyo, who claims to be the rightful chair of the bus station, explains that they have decided to take over the bus station because there was no sanity at the station all along. Mr. Munkoyo says even when it came to money, only a small group of people were benefiting whilst the majority were not.
The fight for markets and bus stations among political cadres has continued in Lusaka. This time around, rival PF camps in Misisi compound are up in arms against each other on who should be in charge of one of the bus stations. This group claims that it is the rightful owner of the station but is being harassed by another team coming from intercity bus terminus.
We cannot work peacefully. We as drivers here, you can see. Problem. We want to know where these people
Batako pisa wa makata zavekere kutakunu makulia bali tuingirire kusa kupoka station pano baisi na mapanga shanshani leo tuachia ku polisi tupeleke yo brenda tawe bafu makulani kanyo ku intercity from intercity sa tuingirira kuno ku station ero station ya makata station ya drivers
Pena stika problem ya mapangazi. There is no issue inabwera kuti bapolisi bachitako vaso batanabawa wanyamula
They are disturbing our customers here, so we've got no peace. And these people, they are coming from far boundaries. They are coming from interstate. Yes,
station, ni community chabe to assist people kuno. Instead, watoke pano, wende wakwele kuja kuma downtown kuja. We organize the people kuno hata no werani kuno so vantu vaziva kuti pano ndipo so vantu vatamende ku intercity kuja vabwa pano manje
problem iri pano makada zvatingenera tanatingena nyanstizo because vantu vatenga ndrama zaniswasi ndrama zvatinga panisha contribute ndrama ndife bet baby so chitapo contribute chicho vateche ndrama zatsamala andi vana vachita nokabwala so zetimba gapo yoto vachitandize because it's not here
banga business profit akunyamula profit yako zobanga chichayo ubwela kumbuyo kaisi babeva uchito.
But the said team being led by this man, who claims to be the chairman of this station, says they have decided to take over the station because the proceeds from the said station was just benefiting a handful of people.
Abalipo bale lyafe bekenda basoba ikibaliza ndati no beta twingishemo wa ku intercity batwafueko yeso anaenda ku intercity batwafueko ofotfiro kuikala pa station tetwale lyafe bekenda
malota bakuti abeka bantu balipe mabasi ilipendera kwera pano na basi pano bakaponi pasa pano ndama loko 100 kwasha mani bwanyi betinga funo kuti baja bantu bemera kuti batidira ndalama ife siwasebeze balipe mabasi aso wase kumanyumba kwao kuti basitira ndalama pano bezo kwacha chani.
But this did not go well with the old executive and rushed to Mississippi police station to seek redress on the matter, claiming that their lives are in danger as the other group is moving with offensive weapons such as pangas in their buses. But the police have just advised the cadres to dialogue and find a common working ground. Markets and bus stations are originally supposed to be under local councils, but it seems it is no longer the case with the coming in of political cadres. Kalan Muchima, reporting for Prime TV News in Lusaka.
Thank you, Kalan Muchima, for that report. Lusaka Water and Storage Company says it is working with government to ensure that boreholes are sunk in Bauleni compound to provide enough water to people in the area. Company's public relations manager Topsy Sikalinda says the project so far has reached 50% of its work. Mr. Sikalinda says the company is already on the ground to ensure that works of rock blasting are done, as well as surveying of the area before the boreholes can be drilled. He says the delay in the work has been due to lack of enough land in the area, and that the water utility company has engaged landowners in the area to ensure it is provided with land to work on.
So far, I would say we have done about 50% of the total works, and these works are ongoing. There are a few issues that have not yet been cleared, but we thought we just start despite them not being cleared. We are trying to get land where we would put up the tank in terms of the water tank. As you know, almost all the land in Bauleni is already gone. It belongs to someone. So we've engaged one of the government agencies that's on the extension, almost on the IBEX side of Bauleni, and this land belongs to one of the government agencies. We've engaged them, and so far they have shown some, from the discussions we've been having with them, I think there's quite some positive news that is likely to come, but we'll only announce it officially once the discussions are completed.
We are now taking our first break. Stay with us if you can for other interesting stories coming up.
Would you wear all your favorite hats at the same time? Well, we wouldn't either. That is why we suggest you use only what you need. Switch off all electrical appliances and lights in unused rooms. Remember, use only what you need and save power today. Switch and save. Zesco, powering the nation.
What's your name? Let me talk to you for just a minute. Where you live and what you like to do?
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
Okay, I'm just trying to get with someone real cause you look so free. So let's chill, have a drink with a guy like me.
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
A quality product from Californian Beverages.
Potato sticks, freaky fries. Get that awesome crunch.
Welcome back, and now other local stories. The ruling Patriotic Front in Senga Hill constituency has expressed happiness with the nullification of Senga Hill constituency parliamentary seat. PF District Chairperson Matilda Lungu says officials are geared to win the coming parliamentary by-election. Ms. Lungu says the Patriotic Front in Senga Hill will not allow any candidate who has been charged with corruption or misconduct to apply as a candidate. This was contained in a joint statement issued to Prime TV News by PF Constituency Secretary Justus Sikazwe and District Chairperson Matilda Lungu. Zambian Voice Executive Director Chilufya Tayali has warned the PF of a short stay in government should they continue to pay a blind eye to the many challenges facing Zambians. Mr. Tayali says the PF seems very comfortable with being in power when most Zambians are still wallowing in abject poverty. He has advised President Lungu to rise above and put in policies which will result in a better Zambia for all. Mr. Tayali was speaking at a press briefing in Lusaka. And Mr. Tayali has warned Mr. Lungu against depending on his ministers, saying they might just mislead him. He says most ministers in Mr. Lungu's cabinet have failed the Zambian people, hence relying on them will just cost him the presidency in 2016.
While we appreciate the efforts by government to put in place the infrastructure necessary for development, there is an urgent need to save lives. There seem to be no short-term policies addressing the suffering of many Zambians. While we are looking for investors to come and build industries and other businesses, people need to eat, access healthcare and other essential needs. President Edgar Lungu must be forewarned that PF may not stand a chance in the next tripartite election if the status quo remains unchanged. The last presidential election results back this point unequivocally. PF should not think that their policies have impressed majority Zambians, because a lot of Zambians are suffering.
Meanwhile, Mr. Tayali says the constitutional debate has now become a boring topic in Zambia. He says government should deal with the issue once and for all and move on. Mr. Tayali says, however, ruled out the possibility of a national referendum. He states that having a national referendum should be out of the equation, as Zambia has no capacity to go that route at the moment.
The issue of the constitution is becoming an old, boring song. It is now a month since President Edgar Lungu went into office, but nothing has moved. Nothing has moved in as regard as the constitution-making process is concerned. We want the president, the government, they promised, they spoke about this when they were campaigning. Let them move on this one. I think we are all tired talking about the same thing over and over, and we're just talking. Let there be some movement. Let President Edgar Lungu show some, willingness in moving this process forward. Let them set up a team of citizen representatives, and we are saying citizen representatives. We don't want some hand-picked people that will not propel the agenda of the citizens.
Unconfirmed reports indicate that Lusaka Province PF Information and Publicity Secretary Axon Koma has died. According to sources within PF, they have told Prime TV News that Mr. Nkoma died at the University Teaching Hospital on Friday. The sources indicate that Mr. Nkoma was admitted at UTH after suffering a stroke. Before being admitted to UTH, Mr. Nkoma was severely beaten by unknown people. Mr. Nkoma was a controversial figure in the PF and was on the center of Winter Kabimba protests. And when contacted to confirm the report, PF Secretary General Davis Chama could not confirm the development by broadcast time, but Mr. Julius Komak, another PF youth leader, confirmed being informed about his death. ZESCO Women Under Care have donated various goods to Matero Aftercare community to help the less privileged in society. ZESCO Limited Women Chair Lady Ruth Ngoma says ZESCO always celebrates Women's International Day by sharing with the less privileged. Ms. Ngoma says ZESCO women are promoting gender agenda in line with the theme for this year's Women's International Day. And Matero Aftercare community beneficiaries have thanked ZESCO women for their good work. Some of the items donated include mealie meal, sugar, soap, salt, blankets, and various foodstuffs. And now we take our second break. Join us for some international news when we return.
Apple Max. Take it to the max.
What makes the new Yo-Yo Chipsy so unique? 100% natural ingredients. Nothing artificial. Just a pure experience of freshness. Potato chips. We know you'll love them.
Welcome back, and now in foreign news. Police in South Africa say 9 people have been arrested after a foreigner was set alight outside Johannesburg, the latest in a string of xenophobic attacks in the country. Lieutenant Ki Makubela, a spokesperson for the South African Police Service in Gauteng, told Al Jazeera that Kam had since returned to Soweto after a mob reportedly dosed the foreigner's store with petrol and set it ablaze. The man, whose name and nationality is yet to be confirmed, survived Thursday's attack but suffered severe injuries and was admitted to a local hospital. The specific circumstances around the attack remains unclear, though police say the attackers wanted the foreigner to shut his store and leave. And now finally in our news, Bomb attacks have killed at least 32 people in northern Nigeria amid a wave of violence from Boko Haram militants. A suicide bomber killed at least 17 people at a bus station in Biu, witnesses say, while a second bomber was caught by a crowd and reportedly beaten to death. In Jos, 3 bombs thrown from a car killed 15 people at a bus station and the university. February's presidential election has been postponed because of the unrest. The vote is now expected to take place on the 28th of March. President Goodluck Jonathan, who was visiting the northeastern garrison town of Baga, insisted that the army was winning the war against Boko Haram. The army recaptured Baga from Boko Haram last week. The group still controls much of the northeastern state of Borno, and more than 3 million people have fled their homes. We have more in the following reports, courtesy Al Jazeera.
United Nations is condemning the destruction of Iraq's ancient history by ISIL fighters. Priceless statues, some more than 2,000 years old, have been smashed to pieces. The UN's cultural agency has called for an emergency meeting over the attack on Iraqi heritage.
I think the destruction of artifacts, as we're seeing in Iraq today, is reprehensible. It is also in violation of the latest Security Council resolution we've just seen, Resolution 2199. The Director General of UNESCO has just asked the President of the Security Council to convene an urgent meeting on this matter so that the Security Council can address the destruction of artifacts. As you know, when history is destroyed, you also destroy the future of a country. You fuel sectarism. You fuel even more violence. Robbing the millennial culture of Iraq puts its future at risk.
And an Iraqi airstrike is believed to have killed several ISIL fighters and civilians. This government video is said to show the attack near Al-Qaim in western Iraq. Hospital staff say at least 9 civilians and many ISIL fighters were killed in the attack. ISIL commanders are among the injured. The man known as Jihadi John, who's seen in ISIL videos, has been identified. Mohammed Emwazi is said to be a Kuwaiti-born British citizen from London. At least 197 people are now confirmed to have died in an avalanche in Afghanistan. More than 1,000 soldiers are helping in the search and recovery operation. A court in Hong Kong has sentenced a woman to 6 years for abusing her Indonesian maid. Law Wan Tung was convicted of 18 charges ranging from assault to failure to pay wages. The victim, Ariana Silistyaningsa, welcomed the judgment. Protesters in Greece have thrown petrol bombs at riot police in the first demonstration against the Syriza party since it formed a government. Protesters are unhappy with the new government's deal with Europe. The unrest comes before German members of parliament vote on whether to extend a financial lifeline to Greece.
And as we conclude the news, we take a look at what made the headlines. Police and UPND supporters clash during funeral procession of Glazier Matapa. PF happy over nullification of Senga parliamentary seat. UTH former workers furious over delays in getting terminal benefits. And in foreign news, a foreign shop owner set ablaze in South Africa. And that's just about what we had on our news. Thank you so much for your time. Remember, a recorded version of this bulletin can be accessed on our website www.ptvzambia.com. This has been Daniel Tonga. Thank you so much for your time, and bye-bye for now.
Hey girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you for just a minute. Where you live and what you like to do?
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
Okay, I'm just trying to get with someone real cause you look so free. So let's chill, have a drink with a guy like me.
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
A quality product from Californian Beverages.
Sticks, Freaky Fries. Get that awesome crunch.
Would you wear all your favorite hats at the same time? Well, we wouldn't either. That is why we suggest you use only what you need. Switch off all electrical appliances and lights in unused rooms. Remember, use only what you need and save power today. Switch and save. Zesco, powering the nation.